to another edition of, well, the first edition of Cuzzo Vision. I got some very special guests in the building tonight. I got my nieces, my nephew, I ain't got none of my nephews, but my son, my wife, and my cousin visiting from Illinois. I'm gonna start by introducing my guests tonight, and I'll let them tell you who they are, what they do, and anything that they just want to tell you. So let's start over here to my right with Heavenly. Introduce yourself. Let us know where they can find you on social media or just anything you want the public to know.
Okay. I got to go all the way.
Lift it up. Lift the mic. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay, so my name is Heavenly. You can find me, I don't know, on Instagram, _Heavenly. That's it.
Okay. Hey, my name is Zion Jones. You can find me on Instagram.
Hold on. You gotta speak into the mic. I can't hear you.
Hey, my name is Zion Jones.
Lift it
you
up.
can find me on Instagram.
Don't be afraid to lift the mic standing up. Lift it up. It swings up. It lifts up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Zion Jones. You can find me on IG at Zion Darche. I sell bracelets. Like, I ain't released my yet, but I sell bracelets.
Okay, who's next?
Hi, my name is Chloe, and I don't really have anything. I do have a few businesses. One of them being taking care of pets, and yeah, that's all.
So is it a business or a hobby? You're making money from it, or it's just something you like to do?
It's mainly both, but I'd say it's more like a hobby because I don't request them to charge, but they still do sometimes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Moving right along, we're gonna go with Christian. Introduce yourself, Christian.
Hi, my name is Christian. I play football and basketball.
Okay, cool.
That's pretty much it.
Last but not, well, go ahead. We got my son Trey. Yeah, you can just, yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Tell them you play sports.
I play sports, but I don't play football because it's too hot. So basically, I don't play basketball because it's more cool, warmer.
Talk more into the mic. So you only play basketball now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And I think you have something special coming up this year, right?
Yeah.
And what is that? You'll be going to
School.
Okay. And what grade will you be in?
Kindergarten.
Oh wow, let's clap it up for that. All right, and then we have my other co-host. I'll let her introduce herself.
My name is Sherry, and I'm a mom of 6 and work full-time as well.
All right. And I forgot, everybody tell me their ages.
I'm 15 years old. I'm 16 years old.
I'm 13 in February.
I'm 7.
Oh, you go first, Mom.
I'm a Virgo, and I am 38 years old.
5.
How old are you, Trey?
5.
You said that.
Oh, that was him talking to the mic. Okay. All right, Sherry. I'm gonna now turn this over to Sherry because I can't see the questions that I need to ask because I'm using the phone as a recording device. So, Sherry, if you could ask the questions and we'll go from there.
Okay, nice.
So I will kick this one over to you, Sugar. What are some things that you've always wanted to ask your parents? What's a question that you've always wanted to ask your parents?
Was she with me and not my sister? I think so because I think she with me and not my sister because I wanted to fight, but I still didn't deserve that whipping. But I want to ask my parent why she with me and not my sister, and both of us exchanged licks.
Is this your older sister or your younger sister?
She a year older than me.
Oh, okay. So out of everything in the world that you wanted to ask your parents, that was the one?
Yes, because I'm still mad.
That's a fair question. That's
Okay.
a fair question. And I could see as with siblings that potentially being an issue.
Yes, especially with
So
train.
the exchange of licks, you two were exchanging licks with each other,
Yes. We were fighting.
and you got a whooping, but your sister didn't.
Yes, and I think it's because I wanted to fight.
But who started it?
She did.
So she started it. You finished it because you won,
Yeah.
but then you got a whooping.
Yes.
That's mostly what.
So do you think perhaps
That's mostly
as a
what-
parent she decided to whoop you because there was fear there as a parent that you could have hurt, that you could have or did hurt her other child?
No, because she's stronger than me and she could have won, but she failed.
Okay, gotcha.
Makes sense.
All right, I will kick
It's the
this
other
one.
on the other side.
I'll kick this one over to you, Heavenly. Or actually, I'll kick this one over to you, Trey.
Well,
Why do you?
honey, go around and ask everybody.
Okay. So same question to you, Heavenly. What are some things or something that you would like to ask your parents?
Okay, something I want to ask my mom was how was high school year? Did she make any mistakes, kinda? Because when we make mistakes, it's a big deal. But I want to know, did she make a mistake? And did we make the same mistakes in high school?
Another fair question. What do you think the answer is?
I think she made mistakes, but I think we kinda did make the same mistakes. I don't know. Yeah.
So you said when you make a mistake, you perceive it that it's a big deal, even though she probably made mistakes as well. I'm sure. Do you feel like they were made to be a big deal with her
I don't know.
when she was your age?
I think so. But she told me she used to be wild when she was a kid. She used to get into fights. But
Oh, she did.
I do know that to be true.
That is very
Fact.
true. Factuals. Big facts
Don't
on
work the
Cuzzo
heat
Vision
to this.
podcast. Danica Howard
Knowledge drop.
used to be in trouble. And she's going to try to get me in trouble when she sees this. But I'm her big cousin.
what is it?
But I mean, that's a fair question.
Well,
That's a good question.
I'm her younger cousin, but I'm still a big
Trey.
cousin. Trey, go
All
sit
right.
down. Sit down.
So Chloe, what's something that you would like to ask your parents?
I don't really know, but is there any big regrets that she ever had in her life? And if so, what would it be? And why?
Okay. Another very thought-provoking question. Do you think she has any?
Yeah, because I think everyone has at least one regret in their life, and you can't really take it back.
Okay. Christian, you seem ready to speak. Go ahead. they're all asking the same question. They're all answering the same question. What is something that you would like to ask your parents?
Let's see. Ooh, this one is for me and Trey.
You ask your question and Trey will ask his.
There's a big house. Why can't we run in it?
That
Because people.
out of anything you want to ask your mom and dad, that's it. You sure?
No, not really.
All right. So think of something very, very good.
Okay. Ooh, this is good. Why can't we come in here?
You sure that's the question you want to ask? I'll
Definitely
give you one more try. You can't come in here because all this equipment costs a lot of money and y'all like to play and mess up things. And you don't have no money to pay for anything. So that's why you can't come in here.
I have $125.
So do you want to ask another question?
No, we're gonna move on to Trey.
Wait,
Trey?
what am I allergic to?
We're gonna move on to Trey.
What?
Trey, what is the question you'd like to ask your parents?
Come talking to the mic.
I really think of being an aquarium keeper and keeping animals and life alive.
Well, that's cool. That's something cool to know about you. But do you have a question for mommy or daddy?
Yes.
What's the question?
I feel like whenever y'all they take off and go places that they gotta work at, I feel like they work really hard to do stuff.
What's your question, baby? You want to ask a question?
So are you saying why do we have to work so
No.
much? Are you saying why do mommy and daddy have to work so much?
Yes.
Well, I'll let mommy answer first. Mommy doesn't want to answer, so I'll answer Trey.
It's me.
All right, I'm gonna answer your question. Mommy and daddy have to work so much so that we can provide for you all, so that you can have all the candy and juice and snacks and everything, toys and all of that stuff that y'all want. So that's why we have to work a lot. How about you, Mommy? What do you think?
I think I'm going to the next question. We'll start over here this time. Trey,
Yeah.
why do you think parents are mean?
What? That's not true.
Why do kids think parents are mean? Or do you all think your parents are mean?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Do you think mommy is mean?
No.
Do you think daddy is mean?
Nope.
Good answer. You're becoming a good interviewer. Good answer, son. All right, let's move on to Christian.
Okay, same question, Christian. Do you think your parents are mean?
Of course not.
So you have the best parents in the world, huh?
Yes.
Okay. And you all know that you can speak truthfully here on Cuzzo Vision Podcast. This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for, to ask questions, and y'all can speak truthfully, okay? So nobody has to hold back here. I think when your parents see this, they're going to be so amazed by this, and they're going to be like, why didn't I think about that? And they're going to love it, because we're picking your brains for your parents so that
What?
they can learn what you guys are thinking
That's creepy.
and how to treat you all, right?
They are very nice. They are
And then when y'all get home, it's gonna
very nice.
hold on, Trey, hold on. And when y'all get home, it's gonna spark conversation between you and your parents, right?
Yep.
To communicate better, right?
Yep. Yes.
All right, so moving on to Chloe. We're gonna ask the same question.
Go, Chloe. Got it.
Why do children think parents are mean, or do you think your parents are mean at all?
So I think if anything, I think they would be thinking their parent is mean because at the moment they said they can't do something that they would like to do. And that happened to me a few times before, but truly they're not mean. As you said, y'all work and do everything for us, and y'all support for us, and y'all are the ones that are there for us. But truly, people will love their parents, but they're just so caught up in the moment that they're upset, and they'll probably like call you mean and stuff.
Y'all pay for my football and basketball.
Okay, you had your chance, son.
I wouldn't work as hard again.
Okay, so you don't think parents are. Sometimes you think parents are mean, Chloe, but are you telling us you understand why parents are mean sometimes?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And I think what she actually said, Cuzzo, was that it's a person's perception.
Okay.
Whether they perceive that the parent is being mean in the moment because the parent told them they can't do something. It's not that the parent is mean. They're perceiving them as mean in the moment.
Trey, you're not acting like a good guest on my show. Can you get in your chair, son? Because Daddy don't want to be a mean parent. So I need you to get in your chair before Daddy has to turn into Incredible Hulk. And I don't think you want that, right?
Impossible.
So, Sugar, do you feel like parents are mean?
I think it depends on like what you want from the parent, like what Chloe said. But like I think it's cause like if I ask my mama like since I'm at the age where I want to go to a party, like if I can go to a party, she'd be like no, because I feel like once she went to a party and it wasn't like something went wrong with something. So I think it's just certain things you want to do, because when I used to go outside, she let me go outside. But like I can't go nowhere with people she don't know or like stuff like that. Because she says it's dangerous and I can get kidnapped.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
Very true.
Sounds fair. Sounds fair.
Very true.
And Heavenly?
Okay.
So basically, nobody thinks their parents are mean so far. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Heather.
I don't think my mom mean. I mean, it's like it's like sometimes she can come off as mean, but I don't think she mean to be mean. It's just like I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the mic to somebody else because I know my mom's gonna be watching this.
And hey, your mother is a good mother, so she's gonna appreciate this. She's not gonna be mad at you.
I have a
this.
question for Sugar.
I think you all, like, once again, I think you all should speak the truth. Like you said, you don't think your mother is mean, but even Sugar said it. Like, sometimes they say things and don't let you do things to protect you from things that y'all don't even think about, that they probably gone through and they remember, and it triggers them in their mind to protect you. It prevents you from doing the same mistakes that they went through or going through something they went through. So they don't want you to go through that. And so sometimes their answer is no. So, all right. No one else has anything else to say on that topic?
Not really.
No, not really.
So I think Heavenly actually just moved us into this question. So great segue. Thank you. Do you feel like you can tell your parents anything? And let's start back down there, Heavenly.
You can leave it like that and talk. You can leave it like that and talk.
Okay, so I think I can tell my mom anything I can, but it's just like you got to word it differently when you talk to your parents, because when you word it any kind of way, then they're gonna think you being rude or disrespectful. So you got to really word it a different kind of way. But I think I can tell my mom anything.
Okay, that's fair, because you don't want to have a conversation with your mom with an attitude like you're the grown up. So yeah, you definitely have to word things and come with a different attitude when talking with your parents. And yeah, all right, sugar.
As a girl, like I can tell my mom anything because it's mostly like, cause it's a female thing. So yeah, like I feel like tell my mom anything, but I don't think I can tell my dad anything, but only my mom.
Expand on that. Why you don't think you can tell your dad anything? Are we talking? Are we talking boys here?
No, it's because like me and my dad really not that close. Like we close, like not to like tell him everything, cause my dad mean, but my mom not.
Oh, hold on.
So we're going back to
Yeah.
why
No,
do you
but
think your
like-
parents are mean?
Yeah,
No,
look,
because
I
like,
thought
we can
everyone
come
on the
back-
panel said their parents were
Cause
mean.
I only stay with my mom. Like I ain't grow up like with my dad, but like I only be with my mom growing up. So that's why it's like all this to my mom.
But why do you think your dad is mean?
I don't know. He just give that off to me. Like he not mean, but it's certain thing. Like if I talk to him about, like he'll want to snap my neck.
I'm guessing that's boys.
Yeah, that's boys. But like I can tell my mom anything. But certain things I can tell my dad.
Well, see that once again, the dad may react that way because once again he's a boy and he was young at once too, so he know how other little boys think, and so he maybe want to protect you from those things. But he knows you have to grow up one day and that you may possibly have a boyfriend one day. But for now, he probably thinks of you as his little baby, his little princess, and he don't want to even think about you talking to boys right now.
Yeah. I understand it. That's understandable.
I saw heavily eyes moving over there. Are you able to talk to your mom about boys? Why you get stale face over there?
It's cold time.
Yeah. Whoa, time.
So you don't want to speak on that? You haven't had a conversation with your mom about boys?
I mean, I have.
You don't have to go into details, but just.
I mean, I have, but the conversation just didn't go the way I wanted it to go.
Oh, okay. So it probably went a little. You don't need to be thinking about boys right now. You need to keep your mind focused on school and grades.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Funny.
And Heavenly, you're what, 16?
I'm 15.
15? Yeah, maybe when you're 17, she'll come around. Hey, you want to make it 19, 20? Yes, we can go there, right? No. All right, moving on to Chloe.
Yes, because I honestly think my mom is the best friend of mine. She's been there forever. And same with my dad. Just like Suga said, kind of a little bit of different things because I agree with all of y'all. And because my parents think different than each other. And yes, I could talk to my mom about stuff that I feel And for my dad, the same, just slightly different with the topics with what depending on what I'm saying.
It is kind of sexy.
So is this relating to boys?
Maybe.
Oh, you better not.
Is that the only? So that's all the girls, right? So is that the only thing that y'all feel like y'all can't talk to y'all dad about is boys
No,
for the most part?
no.
I feel I talk to my mom about things girls should, and with my dad, like I talk stuff like he could tell me what he think about it, but my mom since I tell her stuff like only girls should talk about.
Yeah, same. And
Like when it's something regarding your body, like your dad can't explain it, but as a little girl, like your mom can explain it to you because she been through it.
Okay, understandable. Anything else that outside of girly stuff that outside of personal girly stuff that y'all think y'all can't talk to y'all dad about?
I mean, like you said, I think we can. I mean,
Talk to the mic. Talk to the mic.
I think you got to be like a certain age to kind of talk to your dad about a boy, because like when you our age, I feel like they gonna say the same thing. Like you need to focus on school instead of focusing on boys, and yeah, so.
But it sounds like moms and dads have that same thought process.
Yeah, for me,
my mom don't.
My parents don't care if I get a boyfriend; they just don't want us doing stuff, you know.
Okay, so I have a off question that's not on the on the sheet for today's questions, but Heavenly, I know that your dad is no longer with us. Rest in peace. How do you feel about not having your dad around? Do you feel like there's a part of you that's missing, or just how do you feel about it? I know it's a touchy subject, but just how do you feel about it?
Okay, so at first, I felt like, I don't know, at first, I felt real sad about it, like you said, like a part was missing. But then, it was like I was connected with my father, but at the same time I wasn't, because he really wasn't around. But he came and go sometimes. But at first I thought it was just like, yeah, I thought it was a part missing. But now, it's like, I mean, he's gone, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like he's gone, but like a part not missing, because he's been gone so long. It's almost been like 4 years now. So yeah.
Okay, so you've coped with it now, and it doesn't really affect you as much now.
Yeah, it don't really affect me because I still got my uncles and my cousins and Val.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who is Val, Heavenly?
Val is my stepfather.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. I guess it's on Christian, right? What's the question?
Christian, do you feel like you can tell your parents anything?
Same with sugar. Like I feel like I can tell my dad anything, but personally, I mean, like take this for instance. Like I asked my dad if he can come outside and throw me the football. He'll probably say yes, because we both like the same thing. And then if I ask you, and Chloe already asked you to go get her nails done, you're probably going to say yes to that instead of throwing the football.
Okay, that seems pretty fair. But
Because that's a little more girly stuff than boy stuff.
yeah, well, okay, that's fair. That's a little fair. I give you that. But isn't there other things that you ask mommy to do that she does? Like, you guys want to go swimming now, right? And who's about to take you swimming?
Yes, Daddy. Mom.
Okay, so.
And you, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, basically.
Same thing as sugars. Yes.
So, is there anything that you think you can't tell your mom or dad, or talk to them about?
I think I can tell my dad anything, but no, not mom.
Why not?
I'm a boy and she's a girl, and we have like different, like, I'm talking to her about something and it's like boy, it's like kind of like boy stuff, and then she's probably gonna say no because she's a girl. And
Okay, so so you feel like you can tell her anything other than stuff that pertains to like boy stuff when it comes to sports and stuff like that.
yes.
Okay, that's fair. Mom, would you say that's fair?
We'll move over to Trey.
No, why are we moving on? I think that's fair.
No, mom. You're not right.
I think he just doesn't feel connected with you because you're a girl when it comes to sports. I think that's all he's saying.
Not really. Nope, not really. Yeah. So,
Trey, are you ready to answer the question?
no, mom goes first.
No, we're not. I'm not answering the questions. I'm just asking you the questions.
Trey, is there anything that you feel like you can't tell mommy or daddy?
Yes.
And what is that? If you answer yes, that means you have to tell us what it is that you feel like you can't tell mommy or daddy. Or did you mean to say no? There's not anything in the world that I don't feel I can tell my mom or dad, or that I'm not comfortable with talking to my mom or dad about.
I'm not comfortable telling them that basically when they're not around. When mom and dad are not around, I usually download these creepy games that are very terrifying, that they make me jump out of my skin, make me go back into it.
So when mommy and daddy are not around, you're watching scary stuff or playing scary games and
I only play scary games, not watch scary stuff.
So why do you think you can't tell us that? You can tell us that.
I don't. Because when I feel like the games that are creepy are gonna terrify y'all.
Oh, you think they're gonna scare us too?
Yes.
And you're trying to protect us, so you don't want to tell us?
Yes.
Okay, well that's thoughtful of you, son. But we're here to protect you. You don't have to protect us. But we thank you for that. All right, moving right along. What's the next question? My co-host, my beautiful co-host. Isn't my co-host beautiful, guys?
She's my mom, so I'll take yes.
Isn't my co-host beautiful, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course, she's my mom.
So I'm actually going to stay on that question, but I'm just going to pose it a little differently. So everyone think about something that your parents really, 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 really like. A physical object, whether it be a car or a favorite purse or a watch or a ring, something they really, really like. And you do something to it. You lose it, you break it. Can you tell them?
Or you kill it.
Okay, you want to go first?
Sure. Okay,
Okay, so personally, my mama's favorite object is her phone. Like, she be on her phone all the time. But she be talking about me being on my phone. But she be on her phone all the time. She be talking on Facebook. She be on Facebook, everything. But I don't think that I would ever like break it or lose it because
if you did,
if I did, she don't notice it. Like she gonna
But
notice.
could you tell her that it was you? Are you comfortable saying that was me? I broke your favorite phone. That is your favorite object in the whole wide world.
I think it really depends on my mood because if I'm in a nice mood, I'm like, yeah, it was me. But her reaction might not be so nice.
Okay.
Girl, you better get this.
All right.
My mom's favorite object is her TV. My mom loved watching movies, and I did break her TV once because, like, I didn't have my own room at the time, and when I told her, like, she was mad at me because I was playing and I wasn't supposed to be playing, but she did kind of scold me because I wasn't supposed to, but, like, I broke it and she wasn't too happy about it.
Okay.
Yeah, same with my mom. Her favorite thing is her phone, and I'd say yeah, I could tell her if I were to break it because we went to this camp house with I don't know what it was called. It was out in Kentucky, and we went there with my friend and her mom because we're like neighbors and we're all close friends. And so we went there, and there was this fishing spot, and she gave me her phone so I could listen to music while I fished because I didn't have a phone at the time. And there was like a dock, and when I tried throwing the rod, the phone fell off the dock, and I told my mom, and there was like a no trespassing sign right there. I went down there. I got poked by a few things. Her phone was still okay when I brought it up, and she was pretty calm about it and everything because it worked. But I don't know how she would have felt if it didn't work. But I think she would have been okay with it if it didn't work because she kind of was like chill with it but freaked out at the same time because like money wise. And for my dad, I'd say he would be pretty chill with it, just a little bit mad at the moment.
Okay. Moms, get off y'all phones.
She has to be on her phone.
Evan, your mom
Christian.
gonna get you.
Wait, what's the question again?
If she do, just tell
if
your
you
cousin.
broke or
I'ma get her.
lost something that belonged to one of your parents that was like their most favorite thing, would you be comfortable telling them that it was you?
Let me think about this.
You've had time to think about it. We're now 4 people in. Definitely get your cousin. We're moving on. Trey?
Well, I haven't broke anything yet, so
Yeah.
I haven't broke my tablet.
Yeah.
Trey, if you broke or you lost something that belonged to mommy or daddy and that was really important to us, would you tell us? Say it into the mic, baby. Turn on. Would you tell us?
No.
And why not?
I feel like it would be too valuable.
Oh,
It would be.
that's a great choice of words. I love that. Valuable.
Wait.
So I'm glad somebody finally told the truth because I wasn't
finish.
sure if we were in a room full of people that was just have the best parents in the world and the most open relationships, or they just they not comfortable telling the truth to us.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't
They
get
starting to
finish.
open up a little bit, I guess.
I didn't finish.
Now that they see
You
it's
didn't
not
get
too
to finish
bad,
because
they
you
were
were 4
worried.
people.
They were
in.
worried
You
at
had
first.
time to think about your answer.
Okay, now I finished thinking.
Well, then speak.
I haven't broke anything so far. I think I might break something in the future, but no, I haven't broke anything yet. And yes, I would tell them.
Okay. Thank you, Christian. Trey, this one's for you. What is something that you want or you need from your parents?
We're not talking about toys here, guys.
I know. A guppy.
A guppy?
A guppy. Oh, go.
He has been saying he wants a fish.
I have a bunch of fishes. And
Yeah, we have that on the agenda.
I have fishes back
What
there.
what did Daddy tell you had to do in order to get a fish? Do you remember last time you asked?
Yes.
What did he say?
If I got a good grade.
You remembered. Good job. All right. So you gonna get good grades in kindergarten?
Yeah, but I feel like I can't.
Oh, you can and you will.
I feel like this is
Yep, you get good grades around here, you get rewarded.
Okay, Christian. What is something that you want or you need from your parents?
Grapes. Y'all were talking about staying healthy, so grapes.
Chloe, what is something that you want or you need from your parents?
I want a dog. I need nothing.
So you just want your dog to be a bodyguard dog?
I also want an animal. I want my cats from back home because I won't be with them for a while because I'm staying down here. And I need money because I'm broke.
I'll give you 25 of my money.
I'll give her.
Okay,
zero
so
of my,
something I want is
I don't
I
have.
want my mama to make my dog so we can have like little puppies. And then, yeah, but the other word is mate. And then, something I need. I mean, I don't really need nothing, but I know I want some money right now because I think I got like 25 cents on my card.
I'll pay you 100.
I still want my 25.
So we're gonna stay over there with you, Heavenly. How do you view life as a teenager in 2023?
I mean, this generation these days, I don't know what to say about this generation.
Really, your own generation.
Yes, it is something else. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, life, you go by struggles. I could say that. You go by struggles, and then you accomplish it. And then you also set goals, and you can try to accomplish your goals too. But, like I said, this generation, I don't know. It's like, I wish I was born in another generation. This generation. Boy.
Which one?
The same one as my mama. Cause y'all generation was nice. Y'all got to go outside and everything.
Do you know I've always thought the exact same thing? I should have been born in my parents' era. That's funny.
Cause y'all get to go out. Y'all got to go outside, but nowadays we can't go outside because people be shooting and stuff. So we can't go outside because it's always safety. And then my mama said she gets to go outside and said the street lights come on. I don't even get to go outside.
That is very true. We were always outside. Always.
Yeah.
Wait, I have another question.
Like I kind of see good and bad, like in life, because like I'm mostly to myself and in the house, so my life not that bad yet. But I feel that I'm an adult, like things will take a turn for the worse. But the bad things is like I'm too sensitive for this generation because all the animal abuse and stuff, and it's just not for me.
What was the question again?
What do you feel about being a teenager in 2023? How do you feel like life is as a teenager?
I'd say I don't know.
Do you like being a kid right now in this day and age?
Yes, I do because almost everyone that I meet, they're so kind and everything. But also, as they were saying, as Sugar was saying, about animal cruelty, that's not right. And they shouldn't be doing that to animals, but I'd say so far it's pretty good. And as they were saying, I would want to go back where back to the time that my mom was born, or like my dad, because they got to go outside, play all day, like study. Well,
Yeah, study. Yeah, that's what you should be doing.
And yeah, that's it.
Yes, we meant it.
That's what she meant. Right?
Wait, what's the question again?
How do you feel about being a kid in 2023?
Okay. I feel like it's not fair for all the parents because they're getting older, and as they get older, they'll have to stop doing most stuff. Like they're too old to do it.
This is about you, son.
What?
How do you feel about being a kid in 2023? Right now, how do you feel about being a kid
getting
right now?
old out of it.
What? I was trying to be
Is
nice.
being a kid fun? You hate being a kid right now? Or how do you describe your life as a kid right now?
Right now, I feel like it's pretty good, but we might have to start going to places soon, cause what Heavenly said, people are like starting to shoot and all that stuff. So we're eventually gonna have to start going places. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Little Prince. What do you feel about being a kid in 2023?
Horrified.
I'm
yeah.
horrified.
Why are you horrified, son?
Because if y'all die, I'll have to live somewhere else. And if I still be a kid, then creatures are hungry and only go for humans might kill me and get me.
Mommy,
Okay.
Not if I can do anything about it.
Good answer, but son, it sounds like you watch a lot of scary stuff. We might have
Not
to
if I can do anything.
we might not have to let you watch these scary cartoons anymore. Stop this. We might not have to let you. We might have to stop letting you watch these scary cartoons, I guess.
They're not cartoons.
Christian.
They're
Get up and act right.
movies.
You haven't watched no scary movies.
Yes, I have. Did you forget when I watched What's Wrong with the Kids?
He did.
What movie is that?
What's Wrong with the Children? Yeah, he watched that with me and his sister.
Okay.
It's
Well,
a horrifying
well, your mom
video.
is like a horror flick fanatic, so maybe she
He
does
watched
have
The
to stop.
Conjuring with me.
Maybe she does
I
have to
did.
stop letting you watch scary movies.
I watched
with her.
the Go Man. Sherry likes
But
it.
one thing I will say, you guys vernacular is immaculate. Like I don't even have some of these words in my vocabulary that you guys are using. I do, but I just don't use them. I'm a little lazy. But you guys speak very well, and you use big words. Throw that out there.
So y'all kind of touched on this, Heavenly. You touched on it a little bit, but do you think life is easier for you now, or do you think it was better back in the day when your parents were being brought up?
Boys, sit up now before the hook comes out.
Okay.
We keeps it real here on Cuzzo Vision.
Yeah. The hope is it strong
Daddy
enough
will
to-
turn mean. Get up, and sit down.
The Hulk isn't strong enough to take down God.
That is true.
That is true, but God instilled the power in me to put thy rod on thy butt.
Oh my
If
gosh.
y'all keep messing around. So
You ain't even close to us.
I suggest you sit up in your seats and be good little boys. All right, mommy, what was the question again?
So, Heavenly, do you think life is easier for you now as a kid, or was it easier for your parents when they were growing up?
I think, to be honest, I think both because, can I say both?
Sure.
I think both because this day, like in Chicago, it's a lot of shooting and killing. Like, it's killing every day almost. But when my mom was growing up, she didn't really have to go through a lot of things that we go through now. When we have to stay in the house, and then especially with COVID, when COVID came, they didn't have to stay in the house. They got to go outside and stuff. But at the same time, I like our days because we got technology. Like, I'm not trying to call it so old, but like I don't really think they had that much technology growing up.
She don't mean it, cause she don't mean it.
I ain't got my sound effects, but shots fired.
She don't mean it, cousin.
Oh, I'm finna get so much flack for this show. Okay, go ahead, Heavenly. Stop, Trey. Stop.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, they didn't really have that much technology. So when we at school, we get to do stuff on our computers more than paper, and I like being on our computers more than paper.
Okay.
I think that is definitely an advantage you all have, and that's definitely something that's helping you guys learn a lot faster, and is much cooler than having to write everything down on paper. But I think you all definitely still need to learn how to write stuff down on paper, just in case. But I also wanted to say, things are much worse now, but back when we were growing up, me and your mom, things were still bad in Chicago, so don't get that twisted. We were outside, and things wasn't as bad as they were now, but those type of things. Stop, Trey. Sit. The Hulk is finna come out, guys. Sorry. But things were bad back then, and all those shootings going on now, they were going on back then, but it wasn't as many. I'm being honest, it was going on back then, but I just think it's a little bit worse now. But things were a little more structured back then, where there were rules and things that people had to abide by, like not shooting around kids and stuff like that. But that's another conversation for another day. But go ahead, Sugar.
I definitely agree with the last part because I hate writing in school to make my hand hurt. I'd rather type. But I feel it was safer back with my mama because where she was, it wasn't that much violence. Like kids, that was getting like there was a lot of kidnappings, but like it wasn't to the point where it was killing them. Like they do bad things, like they want to kill them, but they're still bad. But like where she was, it wasn't as much shooting and stuff as it was now. But I feel a little safer back with my mom, like when I was younger.
Okay.
Miss Chloe,
What was the question again, honey?
Yeah.
do you feel like things are better for your generation or your parents' generation? Was life easier for you or for your parents?
I'd say like the year probably my mom, but I'd say like in general, I think that I had it easier because my mom went through a lot and everything and like for my dad's years it was probably easier too and this year there's a lot of things that make this year there's a lot of things that we are probably thankful for, but as Sugar and Heavenly said, we have technology and all of that stuff. People say that this year would probably be better because like technology, but if you really think about it, as Sugar said, there's not as much killing, there's not as much harm to the world, but also there was still bad things going around.
Okay. All right.
Christian, do you have any thoughts on the subject?
What's the subject again?
Okay, so that's going to be a no. Trey, do
What?
you have any thoughts on the
I
subject?
forgot what the. Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's going to be a no.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no. So,
I would like to just add on to this. This was our last question,
okay,
but
because I have some thoughts too. Go ahead.
Speaking about the technology, I do think that I actually think about it different. I think technology, yes, makes some things easier, but I think technology actually makes life today more difficult for children. So I do agree with you guys that we had it easier in our generation as parents. But my mindset on that is, if we were at school, school stayed at school. We talked on the phone, but we didn't have online resources. So if you had a beef at school, it stayed at school. It didn't follow you home, where you now have kids coming after you on Twitter and Instagram and instant messenger and, saying mean things on Facebook, where people can see it. You can't really outrun things now because of technology. So for that reason alone, I feel like kids have it much different today than we did. I think the problems of the children today are different than we endured, and I think the things that we dealt with in our day was just a little easier to handle. But I would like to hear on the subject from the viewers, and if someone thinks differently than that. Like, I'd like to hear from someone who feels like life today is easier than we had it years ago. Honey, I know you said you had something to add as well.
Yeah, so y'all thinking about it as far as technology, but I'm thinking about it things a little differently. Like, life for you guys is way easier than it was for us back in the day. Y'all might think things were better for us back in the day, but it was much harder. Y'all have things way easier, and you guys do a lot more things than we ever did back in the day. We only look forward to going to the movies maybe once a month, or we didn't have as many games and stuff like y'all have available on your phone to play. So we just had to play the PlayStation, Nintendo, and all of that, whatever we had, and your mom or dad barely could afford the game that you even wanted to play. So you had to get that video game for your birthday or something. So you guys, nowadays, you already have, if your birthday or Christmas roll around, you already got everything that you want. You don't even know what you want for Christmas no more, because you got everything. So you guys have it way easier. You go way more places than we did. You guys go places 2, 3, 4 times a week. We only got to go places once a month, maybe. So you guys have it way easier.
But that's not necessarily the times that we're living in. That was the wealth that our family had.
Yes, so that's a different time where we weren't as wealthy back then. So yes, it's a difference in time. Like, I think more black families are making a lot more money than they did back then.
Right, more money, more problems.
So yeah, but that's for the adults. I'm speaking on this from a kid's perspective.
I think from a kid perspective as well.
But we're not talking about the more money, more problems. We're just talking about the more
Is it
money
easier?
the kids have way more things to do and are a little spoiled. That's where I was trying to get at before I was so rudely interrupted by my beautiful wife. But yeah, you kids nowadays are spoiled. You know, you're very spoiled, and sometimes I don't
Some
think
of it comes from Uncle Lacy.
sometimes I don't think that you guys really know how spoiled you are and appreciate the things that your mom and dad do for y'all.
Are they spoiled or are their parents blessed and highly favored?
The parents are blessed, that it's both, and they're spoiled. But what I'm trying to convey to them is they need to realize how blessed they are. Sometimes I feel like these children do not. I feel like these children do not realize how blessed they are, and they can become a little too entitled and spoiled.
Which is
And
why I think
ain't nobody got time for
easier.
it.
Which is why I think we had it easier. We didn't have to worry about all that. Life was simpler back then, which is why I think we had it easier.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Nah,
We lived
nah.
in a
sorry,
more
but I'm agreeing with
simplified
you.
Nah.
day and time.
I rather.
Yeah, because
I,
I didn't have much shooting.
I rather.
You may not have enjoyed it
Hold on,
as
hold on.
much,
One
but
mic.
I think a simplified day and
No,
time
no, no, because
made
guess
life
what?
easier.
No. Because guess what? I enjoy life very much growing up. I had some of the best times as a kid. But if you told me I could eat lobster and shrimp every week versus shrimp noodles,
But
I take
like
lobster and
shrimp,
shrimp.
But wait,
I still like noodles now. I still
Wait,
eat
because
noodles
you're
now.
talking about two different things.
No,
You're not
no.
talking about the era. Lobster and shrimp was still available back then.
Yeah, but we
parents
wasn't
could
getting
not
it.
afford it. So
Yeah.
that's not the same thing.
You argue
You're
about
asking-
the money when I'm saying
No, you're speaking
No.
on the money when the money was there. Period. You're not speaking on whether or not
money
you're-
was there, but we wasn't getting none of it.
Exactly.
So
but
they
that's
spoiled
not part
nowadays.
of the time.
I mean,
So
I would
it's-
consider myself
it's-
spoiled.
It is.
It's did we feel like our era, our lifetime was better back then? The things that was available now were available back then.
And
Some technology
what
has
I'm telling
changed
you is, I think their era, they had it very much so
because
easily.
of generational wealth.
Yes,
Our
and I'm not
generational
arguing.
wealth
I'm
has
not arguing
changed.
that. I know that back in the day, we didn't make as much money. But I'm telling you, if I could take something from their era, it would be that how spoiled they are.
Right, but being spoiled is not a good thing. So again, it seems like you're
That's what
going
I'm-
to
That's what I'm
This is
trying
not-
to convey to them.
this
that
is not
they're
the better
spoiled.
day and age.
I mean,
They have it harder.
Listen, they don't even realize they spoiled.
Exactly why
realize-
they have it
I
harder.
realize that they're spoiled, and I still would take their life.
Your choice. You had a
That
choice to
part of
make.
their life.
Do I go outside
what
today and ride my bike, or do I go outside today and walk? That was your choice. Today they have a choice of, do I stay inside and play my video game? Do I stay inside on my iPhone? Do I stay outside on my iPad? Do I talk to this person online? Do I deal with this person online? Is this person a predator? Am I really talking to a 13-year-old kid, or is this a grown man sitting behind a computer? So the problems that they have now, we did not have back then. So I don't see how you're saying that this is a better day and age than what we had.
I didn't say
What we
that.
had was
I didn't
simple.
say that it was a better day and age.
That's what the question was.
I said if I wanted to pick something from their generation, it would be that they're spoiled.
But the question was,
I know
is
what the
life
question was.
better now, or
I know
was
what
it
the
better for
question
your
was.
parents?
I let them.
And you said your life is better now.
I let the children speak their truth, and then I just expanded up on some things that
Can we go now?
I thought about their
Yes.
generation.
Come on.
That's all I was doing.
Y'all come in.
I don't think that's towards the
Some of our guests are leaving. We'll see you later, Christian and Trey. Close the door.
Y'all coming?
Close the door. No, close the door. But so I heard the children talking. I heard the teenagers talking while we were having our debate. What were you saying, Sugar? Close the door.
Can you preface that correctly, please, host, and say why you were losing the debate?
I never lose.
I think you lost that one.
I kind of get both sides.
Thank you,
Like,
cousin.
I mostly agree with Sherry, but I see where Boo coming
Thank you,
from
sis.
because I'm spoiled, but I don't want to admit it because I do get
It's not a
everything.
competition. It's my opinion. So therefore, no one loses with their own opinion. So go ahead, sugar.
Spoken like a true loser.
Go ahead, sugar. We don't acknowledge peasants.
Okay. Okay, I get from what both of y'all are saying, but I get from what Blue is saying too when he said that we can go anywhere. I mean, like y'all didn't have as much stuff as we have today, like restaurants and
We did.
arcades and stuff like that.
We did. It just wasn't
Actually,
readily
she's
available.
right. There's way more restaurants than there were back
You
in the
live
day.
in the city now. You
But
lived in the country growing up.
Honey,
It's
I lived
different.
in Illinois as well.
'Cause
Chicago
as a
was
kid,
the third largest
Chuck E.
city
Cheese-
in America.
Chuck
What are
E.
you
Cheese
talking
was
about?
still here.
See,
We
you
had
arguing
things-
mute points. Let
we
the
had
girls
things
finish
that
talking,
y'all didn't
please.
have.
Let the girls finish talking. Then we can have our chat.
But I understand what Sherry is saying too, because y'all didn't have to worry about when you on TikTok and you got to worry about who watching your story, or if you on Instagram, you got to worry about who finna comment on your post and what they finna say and how they feel about it. And so yeah, I agree with both of y'all. But
Go on the trampoline. Go jump
I
on the
would
trampoline.
rather live in my parents' generation. I get that we have more stuff, but y'all had violence too. But y'all didn't have as much violence as we have now. Y'all still get to go outside and still do y'all teenager lives. Y'all still had teenager lives. But now we just got to stay in the house. So, yeah.
So hold up. I'm not disagreeing with anything no one is saying. I think our era was better as well. But I'm saying the only thing in you guys' era that I would take away is that y'all are much spoiled. Y'all get to do a lot more things than we got to do.
So
Y'all
Lacey,
y'all are more spoiled than we were. So
okay,
that's all
but
I'm
you
saying.
keep going back to money. So it was
I agree. Let me
I'm
let me
trying
talk.
to ask
Let
you a
me
question.
finish. Let me finish. I agreed that our era was better. I don't know what you don't understand about that. I'm
That's your
saying,
first time saying
no, it's not. Our era was better. But if I could take something from their era, the kids, the teenagers who are in this room right now, it would be that they're spoiled. They get whatever they want, even before birthdays or Christmas. I would take that from their era. I'm
what
not
he's
arguing
saying-
that their era is better.
What he's saying is making y'all spoiled is the fact that y'all parents have more money than our parents had, but that is not
That's
due
because-
to the generation. That is due to the generational change. We make more money than our parents made because our difference in jobs. So if you could take your money today, Lacey, that you make
It's still
and
a
give it to
different
your mom
generation.
back then, you would be just as spoiled as the children are today. You just did not grow up with the wealth that our children now are blessed to grow up with. But that's not a difference in era. That is a difference in the generational wealth.
I
We make
understand
more
that.
money than our parents make.
It's still a different era.
I don't see myself.
It's still a different era. No matter how you want to spin it, it's a different era. Yes, we may have more generational wealth, but
Honey,
it's a different era.
Heavenly, spoiled is used as a very loose term because we were spoiled too. I was spoiled too.
Never.
I'm still spoiled as an adult.
She was, I wasn't.
It's a very loose term, and he was spoiled too because he
Never.
had video games back then. Because it's talked about how he played on his video games,
We
how
had
he would leave
video
home
games.
days
We got
at a
video
time
games for
and be able to do
birthdays
what
and
he
Christmas.
wanted to
You
do.
didn't
So
listen to
he is the
anything I said.
epitome of spoiled. Because ask him who he listens to and ask him who he take directive from. He'll tell you nobody. The epitome of spoiled. That is the
She's
definition of spoiled.
She's not listening, guys. I said I only got video games and stuff for my birthday and Christmas. You guys
It was still
nowadays,
readily available.
y'all have everything before your
Again,
birthday
that's
comes
just
up
because of
and
wealth.
Christmas, and you don't even know what to ask your mom and dad for Christmas because you
Our
already got
parents
everything.
didn't make the money that we make.
I was waiting on Christmas to get the big video game that I wanted or whatever it is I wanted. If it was something that I wanted that cost a lot of money, I had to wait for Christmas.
Okay.
And it might have been January when I wanted that. So I had to wait 11, 12 months.
So let me ask you this, Lacey. If you still lived in today, okay? You still lived in today. And your mom only made $30,000 today. Would you still say that you being a kid of today, would you still say the kid is spoiled and your parent only makes $30,000 a year?
I'm not answering that question because you're still
because you're going to prove my point.
No, you're arguing a mute point.
You're arguing a point that their generation is spoiled because of the things that they have access to, but that's not because of their generation. It is only because of the money that we make specifically. So if you go ask another child whose parent is making minimum wage, they gonna tell you that they're not spoiled. They gonna tell you they don't have access to video games. They're gonna tell you we don't get to go on vacations. We don't get to do whatever we want to do. There's people right now in Fort Worth, Texas that have never left Fort Worth, Texas. So don't sit up here and say that this generation has it better.
I didn't say that. You're still putting words in my mouth.
You're saying this generation is spoiled. Listen, it's not this generation. It's just the people in this room, and it's because of the wealth in the family. But it is not because of the generation. It is you're speaking specifically to the people in the room.
The world, as we know, gets better and better as the years go by. So, 10 years from now, there's going to be families making more than what we're making now.
The world doesn't get better.
It doesn't matter.
The world
changes.
The world is going to hell in a handbasket.
Better, and it's more money.
Worse.
Let's take sports for instance.
No, I agree with you.
Let's take sports.
It's getting worse.
I'm not talking about better as in killings and things. I'm talking about wealth.
Say wealthier.
I'm talking
it's
about
getting wealthier.
And not even that. The food is more money than it ever been.
That's true. The cost of living has increased. Right.
Yes, everything goes up, but
because
things are going. People are going to start making more money than ever. You know, even in the future.
And they have to spend more money than ever to live. Right?
Don't they
the point is, the generation after their generation is going to make more money. Their parents are going to make more money. So,
to live.
We just didn't grow up in a generation where we had wealth. So
yes, we did. We didn't grow up in families that had wealth. It was not the generation. It was just our families.
No, that's a generation of people who didn't have a lot of wealth.
No, Lacey, there was wealthy people back when we was growing up too. Where do you think Bill Gates came from?
You're talking about an exception to the freaking rule. Come on now. You're talking about exceptions.
No, Lacey, just because you're
everybody I grew up with, I don't know where you grew up at. I don't know where you grew up at. But everyone that I grew up with, ain't nobody gonna say that they had money and their family had money like that.
Because of where you
they might have made do.
But there was still a lot of people.
Wasn't nobody rich and had no money. Wasn't nobody that can hear about as much money as we're making.
I grew up around people that was rich and had money. I grew up with kids that had money. I lived in an apartment.
You're an exception to the rule.
No, I lived in an apartment, but I went to school with other people who lived in nice houses and had maids.
If you look up the statistics to the black population in wealth, I'm guarantee you will shut your mouth right now.
I wouldn't.
So once again, we're gonna move on before this goes somewhere else. Kids, did you enjoy yourself on the Cuzzo Vision podcast?
Yes. It was very great.
Yes, I did.
Did you like being able to express yourself?
Yes. I like the debate at the end though.
Yeah.
Because Sherry kind of ate up.
Yeah, I'll let y'all have y'all girl on girl thing. You know, y'all can have that. I'll let y'all have that.
I mean,
I get what you were saying about the internet stuff. Like on Instagram, like somebody like text you and like they'll say they're a certain age, but there'll be something different. And that's like kids get kidnapped because the adult go to saying, hey, if your parent ain't home, like, can you give me your address? Like this, that stuff.
Yeah, talking to the mic show.
I was sorry.
Yeah. And we didn't even talk about the sex trafficking, how bad that has gotten.
Yeah.
That was,
and that's all because social media. Like that's why I felt like y'all days.
It just made it easier for them to do it too.
And then
So
gas, like Lacey had said something like the generation gonna get better and better by it. But it's like gas is more expensive. You paying $5 for some chips and juice when they used to have 2 for $1 bags of chips and $1 drink. So that's $2. You get to buy a whole bunch of stuff for $5.
We actually had chips that were 25 cents.
Yeah. Plus no taxes and everything.
Like I feel us as people, like we should look after each other. Like how we gotta pay for like medical health and stuff. Like I feel people skilled at that they should want to help, but we gotta pay them and like and it'd be very expensive. I see that they helping you, but like why like charge so much and
sugar, you done went somewhere, baby.
Oh, they talking now.
She said black people help black people. Come on.
They done opened up now.
Yes.
Y'all was all
she
quiet.
She said, if you got the skill, why are you not helping your people? Why are you not charging more?
Y'all done opened
charging
up.
Less.
What else y'all got to say?
Wow.
What y'all didn't say earlier.
You done went somewhere totally different. I think she just gave you your next show.
What else y'all got to say that y'all didn't want to say earlier?
It's a lot, but I don't want to bore the people.
Look, she trying to make sure she is a special guest next time.
Chloe, you got anything to say before we get up out of here?
Is it about a specific question?
No, just anything that we talked about that you may have left something out that you thought about before we get out of here, or you good?
I had to ask you the question. Is there anything that you wanted to ask your parents?
There is nothing that I wanted to ask my parents, but I guess the only thing that I would have wanted my parents to do differently was probably come to like more of my sporting events and stuff like that. Even though I didn't really want them there, but sometimes I did want them there, you know, just as a little support. But they didn't have to be there all the time because I felt like when your parents are there, you put a little more pressure on you to do well at your sporting events and things like that. So you it's kind of like added pressure. But I did kind of want them there.
See, I feel the same way as Lacey, kind of. Because when I be doing track, it's like they came to my first track meet, and I liked it because I got first place in all my events. But when they didn't come too, I wanted them to come, but at the same time I didn't because I was kind of nervous with them there. And I couldn't do like all the stuff that I wanted to do, like when I talked to my friends and stuff, because I got to talk to them at the same time, then talk to my friends, then talk to them, then race. So it was just a lot. But I wanted them to come too. I don't know. I was having mixed opinions about it.
Yeah.
And Lacey, about the asking parents questions, like can you tell his parent and their parent something, like what you feel about that? Because you was like, I feel you can talk to your dad more than your mom as well, but like I don't know why. It's just because it's certain things you can talk to one parent about that you can't talk to the other one. So how you feel about that?
No, I actually used to talk to my mom about stuff more than I did my dad, really. But that's because I grew up with my mom, and I always visited my dad for the summers and stuff like that. But my dad was a little mean, so.
Yeah, same.
But I could talk with him too. But I just didn't as much as I would my mom. But my mom never really asked questions either, so I could do whatever I wanted to do. So, you know, but
I feel like it's easier growing up as a boy than it is a girl because
talk to the mic.
I feel like it's easier growing up as a boy than it is a girl because when you're a boy, your parents really don't ask questions like that. Like But when you growing up as a girl, your parents want to know where you going, how long you going, when you going, where you going.
Why you gotta dress like
Exactly. Why you want this, why you want that, who all gonna be there. But when you a boy, you don't get asked that much. Like, yeah. Like with my little cousin, like, I don't know. He don't get asked as much stuff as I do get asked. And when he do something, it falls back on me too because I'm the oldest. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, when you're the oldest, that comes with the territory. You just gotta expect that when you're the oldest sibling or cousin. But as far as boys and girls being treated differently, yes. But you also have to think about it like this: when boys do get in trouble, they probably get in trouble real bad. Most dads or most men probably don't like to whoop their girls, but when it comes to the boys, they probably whoop the boy in a second, you know. So there are some advantages to being a girl versus a boy as well, but I do hear you on the other side of the coin where boys get to do a lot more things because parents are trying to look out for girls because there are a lot of horrific things, as you all were saying, that are happening in the world, and most of the time it typically happens to the girls. So they're just trying to protect you all from that. But now it's happening to boys too, so we have to keep an eye on boys as well. So the world is crazy, so we have to protect all the children. Anything else? Any other last thoughts?
Yes. This question is for you again.
Okay. Nobody has questions for Sherry?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead.
I have one, but not at the moment. Is there anything that you wanted to be open to your parent about, but you were nervous because they made you feel some type of way before?
No.
Okay, Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had an open relationship with your parents so far?
Absolutely not. No. Just being honest, there's things that we go through as young ladies and teenagers that sometimes you don't feel like you don't tell your parents. And if I'm being completely honest, now being an adult looking back, the reason you don't tell your parents is more or less probably because you know whatever you're doing is wrong. And if you tell them, you know what you're going to get. Conversation on why you're doing that or the decisions that you're making and choosing better because they raised you better. So I think anyone who says they just have a completely open and honest and dialogue with their parents, I would question why a parent is that comfortable hearing everything you do. I don't know, but I do know some people that are like that. They say they want their kids to tell them everything so that they can talk to them about everything. But I just think as people, as human beings, there are things about ourselves that we hide, and we normally hide them from people we know will not approve of whatever it is.
But I will piggyback off of what she said. I do think parents do want their children to tell them. Parents would love for them to tell them everything, but they know they're not going to get that. But I think for the most part, you guys should talk to your parents about any and everything. Even if it's something that you think they're going to be mad at you about, I think they would appreciate you telling them the truth and guide you in a better direction if it's something that they think isn't good for you. So, yeah. So you guys just know you guys can tell us anything. Even if you don't want to tell your mom, you can tell Uncle Lacey and Cousin Lacey and Auntie Sherry and Cousin Sherry.
So Chloe, what is it that you're wanting to say?
What? You got something else to say?
Awkward. No, everybody's good. No last thoughts before we get out of here and go to the pool.
I have one last one, I think.
Okay.
Okay, but with Christian and Trey, before and after, did y'all have different opinion? With before and with after the interview, do y'all still think that y'all have an open relationship with them?
Yeah. Sure. They tell us any and everything. They were just acting shy in here because they're young and they don't know how to sit down. So they were ready to go. But they tell us stuff, you would be amazed at the stuff they tell us in the car. Just coming home from practice or anything, you would be amazed.
Yeah. And Trey actually, he said he doesn't tell us about the scary stuff he watches, but he tells me all the time the scary stuff that he's watching.
Is that your last question?
Yep.
Anything else before we go?
No.
Well, I'd like to thank you girls for being open and candid and having this conversation with us. And you have brilliant minds. So just stay on the right path.
Yeah, I want to thank you all for being my first guest on the Cuzzo Vision podcast. This is the first episode. I'll be mixing and editing this video a little bit, and I'll let you guys know when I post it. You'll be my first guest on here, and I'm proud to say that I had you guys as my first guest. I'm really happy about
This
that.
gonna be on YouTube?
Yes, it will be.
I'm okay with it.
Don't worry, I told you, if any of your parents say anything, send them towards me. They don't want none of this. They don't want none of this. Y'all don't want none of this.
What is there to want? Pew 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
Shots fired.
All right, cousin.
Hey,
We got pew, 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 pew.
y'all opening up now.
That was good.
Girl power against me.
No, I'm just laughing. I'm in the
Let's see.
audience. This still.
Let's see if Sherry gonna take y'all to this baseball game.
Ooh.
Since y'all having girl power.
If you want to hand me the ticket.
Nope. not
Okay.
yet.
All right.
Nope, not at all.
All
But
right.
no.
Sounds like a hater to me.
Nah, just playing. I'm so happy you guys, like I said, were my first guest. Y'all helped me with my test run, but I learned a lot from you all, and I wanted to pick you guys' brain. As of course, you know, I have my children. I want to do the same thing with your cousins whenever we are around each other. And I want to pick their brains as well. So I like to hear what's going on with you guys because you all are always in your phones. You talk about your moms and stuff on their phones, but you guys are always in your phone as well. That's why y'all don't be outside because y'all always on y'all phone and y'all don't talk to y'all parents about stuff. And, you know, so this was a great interview. And once again, I want to thank you all and tell everybody your names and your social media tags or whatever again.
Okay, so my name is Heavenly, but I don't want nobody to follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
My name is Zion Jones and my Insta is Zion Darche.
Okay, my name is Chloe, and my Snap user is Chloe_shoe.
Okay.
All right, girls. Just one last thing from me. The questions that you do have or questions that you think about potentially asking your parents, I would just urge you to ask them. Ask your parents. Have those conversations. Bring up those questions. I think your parents would really love for you to ask them questions and start dialogues with them because I can say sometimes as a parent, sometimes we don't really know how to start that dialogue, and if you seem like you're running from it or you don't really want to have a dialogue with us, we kind of shy away from it sometimes. So if you have questions, that's good. Pick your parents' brains.
Yeah, and if y'all not comfortable, you can always invite them to the Cuzzo Vision podcast.
Yes, bring them on the
We can
show.
do this again with the parents.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
can
y'all
challenge
should.
your parents.
Yes, we can do this with my mama.
Yeah.
She can sit right there and I can sit right here.
Danica Purnell, you have been called out.
Shots fired. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, pew,
Oh, it's gonna be on when I get my effect sounds. Y'all
I'd
gonna
love
be in
to
trouble.
do this.
Pew, 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 pew.
I'd
All
love
right,
to do this
them
again.
Purnells.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Don't she call y'all? I remember what she called y'all too. She said it on the phone too. I forget the name.
T.I.
She don't call us
Tell
nothing.
nobody.
They the richest people in the world.
See, now I see where you get that from.
Well, all right. It's been a great interview, and we out. Thank y'all for being on Cuzzo Vision Podcast. We out. See y'all later. Let's go to the pool.
You just called Chloe out.
What?
Always being on that phone.
Nope. That wasn't me.
Industry Ready Production, psbeats.com.
They just gotta get to know me,
Gotta get to know me,
so that I can show thee
so that I can show thee
whole world,
whole world,
just who I am.
who I am and who I be. I guess you gon' see.
Always put God first.
God first, God
the
first,
rest
God first,
fall
God
in
first, God
line.
first.
I love my kids,
My kids.
having family
I
time,
do this for the fam.
cause that's the man I am.
Who I am and who I be. I guess you gon' see. They asked who am I told them I'm that guy. Grew up in the silk, born up in the shy. I admit as a kid I was a little shy till I grew up and thought that I was so fly. Started like a sports, yeah, I was an athlete. Baseball, football, basketball, track means more than a job. Man, I was a scholar, intelligent, and asked who wouldn't wanna holler. High school days, old word of truth. Now I'm to college, UPSU, it's supposed to black college, HBCU. Everybody from the SWAT, hands up, what it do? Yeah, an educated man, wanna fly high like Peter Pan. Tired of injustice, time to take a stand. Black lives matter, black excellence. Left school with a bachelor of science, evolving as a man that's a part of science. Black and brown people need to form an alliance so that we can stop the defiance. Against our race, the haters but cause we got a black face. No more preaching, no more Pastor Mace. Time to take back our throne, our rightful
They
place.
just gotta get to know me,
Gotta get to know me,
so that I can show thee
so that I can show thee
whole world,
whole world,
just who I am.
who I am and who I be. I guess you gon' see.
Always put God first.
God first, God
the
first,
rest
God first,
fall
God
in
first, God
line.
first.
I love my kids,
My kids.
having family
I do
time,
this for the fam.
cause that's the man I am.
Who I am and who I be. I guess you gon' see.
www.psbeats.com.
They just gotta get to know me,
Gotta get to know me,
so that I can show thee
so that I can show thee
whole world,
whole
just
world,
who I am.
who I am and who I be. I guess you gon' see.
Always put God first.
God first, God
the
first,
rest
God first,
fall
God
in
first, God
line.
first.
I love my